What's good, Isaiah?
What's good, brother Gideon?
How you doing, man?
What's good, man? I had a question. Are believers allowed to like judge other believers, and if so, like should we judge them as the same standard we would judge ourselves, or like according to the Bible?
Yeah, you can judge. You just we always judge, you know? If you tell me something and you did something harsh, I'm gonna be like, I might not say it out loud, but it's like, dang, that was messed up what he did. But we just have to righteously judge, you feel me? I think it talks about it in Matthew 6. It's either Matthew 5 or Matthew 6. Let's see. Matthew 6. Give to the needy fasting. Or is it Matthew 5? Anger. Retaliation. Let me find this for you real quick.
Okay.
Matthew 7:1. Judge not that ye be not judged. For with what judgment you judge, you shall be judged. So judge not that you might not be judged. For what judgment you judge, you shall be judged. So for whatever you're judging on, that's how you're gonna be judged. So let's say you're telling me, yo man, stop stealing, Jadeon. Stop stealing, right? You're gonna be judged on the merit of that. So okay, then so you're not stealing? So you got to make sure you're not doing what you're doing. Now, that's not to say you can't tell people not to do something, because that's what we're supposed to do as Christians. But it goes into deeper. Oh, my bad. I'm not even showing it. My bad, brother. My bad.
That's cool.
Let me pop this up. For with what judgment you judge, ye shall be judged. And with what measure you meet, it shall be all measured to you again. And why beholdest you the mote? So it's like a small little splinter that is in your brother's eyes, but consider it's not the beam that is in your own eye. So why are you worrying about something small that someone's going through when that same thing that you're judging them on, you have a big, you got a way worse problem with this. You know what I mean? Or how wilt thou say to your brother, let me pull out the mote of your eye? So that's also saying, like, if you're going through the same, let's say you're going through lust and stuff, you shouldn't be over here being like, yo, man, I got you, bro. Okay, this is how you get da-da-da-da-da. Obviously, like, you can talk through the scriptures and stuff, but don't go in there being like all high and mighty, like, yo, man, so this is how you do it, blah, 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 when you're going through that same thing, because it lets you know right here. Or how will you say to your brother, let me pull the mote out of your eye, and behold, a beam is in your own eye, you hypocrite. First cast the beam out of your own eye. So beat the sin that you're going through, and then you'll be able to see clearly to cast out the mote out of your brother's eye. So it actually is good for someone that's went through the same sin as you to help you out. But you can't be helping out somebody when you're still going through your sin. You feel me? If I'm an adulterer cheating on my wife, I can't be over here talking to another adulterer, and getting advice from him, if that makes any sense. I guess in like real world status, it'll be like Steve Harvey. You feel me? Steve Harvey, he's on his third wife, and he's out here giving marriage advice, how to keep a woman happy and stuff. And it's like, bro, like, come on, man. You're on your third wife. And I'm not saying there's something wrong with that, but it's just like, come on, bro. Like, we would rather hear from somebody that actually, can keep their wife happy and stay with them, instead of somebody that's getting a new wife every couple of years, if that makes sense,
But what if it's coming from like for example, if somebody was to like grow up and they would like sell drugs and stuff like that, and they would tell other people not to sell drugs because it's bad and all that type of stuff. but they're still doing it. Should they not like warn them because they're still doing it, or
No,
like
it
how?
says right here, like, first cast out, it says, thou hypocrites, first cast out the beam out of your own eye. So if you used to be a drug dealer and you stop doing that, you're the optimal person probably to talk to. You feel me?
But you still
Because
are.
you can relate on a deeper level. But I'm not saying like Steve Harvey's the definitive answer. I'm just saying in like worldly sense, it's like, bro, you keep on getting another wife. You feel me? And I'm not saying like, he's gonna get divorced again or nothing, but it's like, let's say hypothetically he was to keep on getting divorces and stuff and then remarrying and stuff. It's obvious that he can't keep a wife. So why am I listening to him about how to keep my wife? But if there's a drug dealer who stopped selling drugs and he's been clean and stopped selling drugs for 10 years, it's obvious that he's good at not selling drugs anymore. You feel me? He's not leaving a double life. He actually left that behind him. That's who you should talk to. He would actually be able to help pull the mote out of your eye. He'll be able to help you get past your sin, if that makes sense.
Okay. And I had a question with the Book of Enoch.
What's good?
Is in the Book of Huh?
I said we're good.
Oh, I thought you were talking to somebody else. In the Book of Enoch, when it says that, I think it was a Azazel. Yeah, he taught him how to make like knives and like all types of all that type of stuff. And then he said, or no, the fallen angels made their wives acquainted with plants. So when it said acquainted with plants, does that mean like making medicine and stuff like that, or does that mean like drugs, or what's that mean?
It can mean both, you know? Like, God wasn't necessarily mad that Azazel showed them how to make swords and stuff. It was just like he didn't want them knowing about it at that time, you know?
Yeah, because I was thinking that too, because like didn't in the Bible it say that God taught people how to like taught David how to use the bow or something like that.
Let's say you're a kid, bro. You have a kid. You want your kid to know about sex, right? But
Yeah.
there's a set time you want them to learn about it. If the school is teaching your kid about sex at 5, you're going to be angry because that's not the right time for your kid to learn about sex. You feel me?
Yeah.
It's the same thing with, humanity. God had a set time where he wanted them to learn about these things.
Okay. And I noticed that it mentioned Azazel like aside from the other fallen angels that slept with the people. So were there like two different groups of fallen angels? And where does Satan come into all of this? Like, did he sleep with somebody or?
Well, if I'm not mistaken, correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think Azazel slept with women on Earth.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Because it said it was like 200 angels that did, at least I know of. And then it mentions Azazel teaching people how to do stuff. So like, was there like two different groups that were doing two different things, or was Azazel on his own?
That wasn't. Not every fallen angel just had sex with a woman, if that makes sense. Had sex with women and made Nephilim. You feel me?
Oh, okay.
Like,
And
it doesn't say anywhere that that's what Satan did. You know what I mean? We know what Satan did, but just because other angels were majorly, procreating with earth women, that doesn't mean that that's the only way to get kicked out of heaven. Like, if you disobey God, a fallen angel can be created today because angels have free will, you know?
oh yeah, can giants be made today too?
Um, yeah, if they would do it, I mean, I don't think they would do it, but if you read Josephus, hold on, let me show you something.
I don't got Josephus yet.
So this is Josephus, everybody. Josephus was a Pharisee that lived in the 1st century during the fall of Jerusalem. He is one of the most reliable historians, like historians that don't even believe in the Bible, really respect his work. And there's a lot of evidence in his work that Christ did exist and that he did die on the cross and everything. And even though he's not a Christian, this Josephus really validates the Bible and Jesus Christ to a whole degree. So if you guys, I would highly recommend you guys getting one, man. Like, this is for those people that say, "Oh, Jesus isn't in history and stuff." Josephus wrote about him. Josephus wasn't even a Christian. He did not believe that Christ was the Messiah, but he did acknowledge that Christ did exist. And also a bonus thing, Josephus actually talks about the stuff that was happening during the Jewish war when they were fighting in Jerusalem and during the siege of Jerusalem. He was talking about the weird things that was happening. Like, they were trying to sacrifice a heifer to the Most High, and a cow gave birth to a lamb. A cow
What?
gave birth to a lamb during that time. Also, in the sky, they saw an army in the air. They saw an army in the air, in the sky. They also saw the constellations created a sword. And the Jews were believing that was God showing them that it was a sign of, like, that they were going to win the war. But it wasn't a sign that they were going to win the war. It was actually signs that they were going to lose the war. The temple doors of Solomon's temple, they flung open by themselves. There was spirits that they could hear throughout the city saying, "Flee Jerusalem at once." There was a lot of crazy stuff that's historically recorded, because not only did Josephus record this, but Tacitus, which was, I believe he was a Roman general or a Roman something, when he was in during the siege of Jerusalem, he was also writing about a lot of the same stuff that was happening. But since he was a pagan and stuff, he just equated it to the gods and stuff, But it was actually the Most High talking to the people of Israel. And crazy enough, for 7 years, there was a dude that walked around, and his name was Jesus, because Jesus was a popular name back then. A guy named Jesus was walking around for 7 years, every day, just saying, "Leave Jerusalem, leave Jerusalem, leave Jerusalem." And he was actually the first casualty whenever the Romans attacked Jerusalem. But yeah, y'all, this is definitely, you got to read this. But
You think that was intentional?
what?
Like, do you think like God has something to do with that?
Yeah, 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 most definitely. This is like this shows, like, this is what Christ was telling the prophets about. He was telling them that Jerusalem was gonna fall, but that's a whole different topic. But to your question about the Nephilim, me and Brother Josh, we were going over this. So it says right here, this was Josephus. He was talking about the Nephilim, and it says, "For this reason, they removed their camp to Hebron, and when they had taken it, they killed all the inhabitants. And there were until then left the race of giants." So Josephus was talking about how when Joshua and them were getting the land of Canaan and stuff, how they had to eradicate the giants that were in that area. "There were until then left the race of giants who had bones so large and countenances so entirely different from other men that they were surprising to the sight and terrible to the hearing. The bones of these men are still shown to this very day, and they are unlike those of other men." So Josephus, he was a first century historian, right? And he was saying even during his time that they still had the bones of these giants still around. That's why he said that you can still see them today. So I don't think any fallen angels are doing that anymore. No. But the bones were still around to this day. And if you can get past all the fake stuff and stuff like that, you can probably find some of the bones left.
And dang, Gideon is a big burrito.
Dang, man.
Well, one more question. With like the Aztecs in like North America, like the Americas and stuff like that, how did humans get over there?
Well, I guess when God divided the languages, I guess.
So like he put people over there on purpose?
Yeah.
No. Okay. Well, that's all I had for today.
Bruce Wayne, they
Oh yeah.
migrated from Asia. Yeah. But, he still put them because God put all the nations when he divided their languages, he put them where they wanted to go. So, you know, whether, God teleported them over there or they migrated through the ice bridge that connected America and Russia, either or, you know. They got there because he wanted them to get there.
You think God put him in a private jet? He put him in a PJ?
He could have. He could have. All right, Isaiah, man, you be safe, my brother.
All right. Tell brother Josh we want some more of those meteor classes. We want some more meat classes. A lot of them.
Bro, man, I told Josh, but he said y'all ain't ready. I'm not even ready, bro. I'm not even ready.
All
But
right,
I'll
brother,
ask him.
Okay, thank you.
Someone in the chat said, I'm still waiting for the Trinity class. I don't know, man. We could be talking about so much cooler stuff, and people want to talk about the Trinity, bro. It's like, dang. It's like going backwards.